come in.
What? A government inspector?
What, a government inspector?
Yes, an inspector from St. Petersburg, incognito, and with secret instructions, too.
A pretty how-do-you-do.
As if we hadn't enough trouble without an inspector.
Lord, with secret instructions? I had a sort of premonition about it. Last night, I kept dreaming of 2 rats, regular monsters. Upon my word, I've never seen the likes of them. Supernaturally big. They came in, sniffed, and then went away. Here's a letter from Andrei Ivanovich. You know him, Artemy Philippovich? Listen to what he writes. My dear friend, godfather, and benefactor. And to let you know, that's it. I hasten to let you know, among other things, that an official has arrived with instructions to inspect the whole government and your district especially. I have learned of his being here from highly trustworthy sources, though he pretends to be a private person. So as you have your little delinquencies, you know, like everybody else, you are a sensible man and you don't let the good things that come your way pass you by. That's his junk. I advise you to take precautions, as he may arrive at any hour if he is not here already and is not staying somewhere incognito. Yesterday. The rest are family matters. Anna Krylovna is here visiting with her husband, Andrei Krylovich, has grown very dull and is always playing the fiddle, etc., etc. So that's the situation we are confronted with, gentlemen.
An extraordinary situation. Most extraordinary. Something is behind it, I'm sure.
But why, Antonovich?
What for?
Why should we have an inspector?
It's fate, I suppose. Till now, they've been nosing about in other towns, but now our turn has come.
My opinion is this, Antonovich. The cause is a deep one, and rather political in character. It means this, that Russia, yes, that Russia intends to go to war. Has secretly commissioned an official to find out if there is any treasonous activity anywhere.
The wise man has hit on the very thing. Treason in this little country town, as if it were on the frontier. Why, you might gallop 3 years away from here and reach nowhere.
No, you don't catch on, Antonovich. You don't. The government is shrewd. It makes no difference that our town is so remote. The government is on the lookout.
On the lookout or not on the lookout. Anyhow, gentlemen, I have given you warning. I've made some arrangements for myself, and I advise you to do the same. You especially, Artemy Philippovich. This official, no doubt, will want first of all to inspect your department. So you had better see to it that everything is in order, that the caps are clean, and the patients don't go about as they normally do, looking as grimy as blacksmiths.
Oh, that's a small matter. We can get you nightcaps easily enough.
And you had better place above every bed a placard stating in Latin or some other language, that's your end of it, Christian Ivanovich, the name of the disease, when the patient fell ill, the day of the week, and the month. And I don't like your invalids to be smoking such strong tobacco. It makes you sneeze when you walk in. It would be better, too, if there weren't so
No, there's no cure for it. He says his nurse beat him as a child, and ever since he has smelled the vodka.
Well, I just wanted to call your attention to it. As regards the internal administration and what Andrei Ivanovich in his letter calls little delinquencies, well, I have nothing to say. Why, there isn't a man living who hasn't some sins to answer for. That's the way the world works, and those Voltairean freethinkers can talk against it all they like, and it won't do any good.
What do you mean by sins? Anton Antonovich, there are sins and sins. I tell everyone plainly that I take bribes. I make no bones about it. But what kind of bribes? White Greyhound puppies, that's quite a different matter.
Bribes are bribes, whether puppies or anything else.
Oh no, Anton Antonovich. But if one has a fur overcoat worth 500 rubles and one's wife a shawl.
And supposing greyhound puppies are the only bribes you take? You are an atheist. You never go to church. Well, I at least am a firm believer and go to church every Sunday. You, oh, I know you. When you begin to talk about the creation, it makes my flesh creep.
Well, it's a conclusion I reasoned out with my own brain.
Sometimes too much brain is worse than none at all. However, I merely mentioned the courthouse. I dare say no one will even look at it. It is an enviable place. God Almighty himself seems to watch over it. But you, Luka Lukich, as inspector of schools, ought to have an eye on the teachers. They are very learned gentlemen, no doubt, with a college education, but they have funny habits, inseparable from their profession, I know. Take, for instance, the man with the silly face. I forgot his name. He is sure the moment he takes his chair to screw up his face like this. And then he has a silly trick of sticking his hand under his necktie and smoothing down his beard. Of course, if he makes a face at a pupil, that's all right. Perhaps it's even necessary. I'm no judge of that. But you yourself will admit that if he does so to a visitor, it may turn out very badly. The official or anyone else might take it as being meant for himself, and the deuce knows what might come of it.
But what can I do? I've spoken to him about it several times. Just the other day, when the marshal of the nobility came into the classroom, he made such a face at him as I had never in my life seen before. I dare say it was with the best of intentions, but I get reprimanded for permitting radical ideas to be instilled in the minds of the young.
And then I must call your attention to the history teacher. He has a lot of learning in his brain and a store of facts, that's evident. But he lectures with such ardor that he quite forgets himself. Once I listened to him. As long as he was talking about the Assyrians or Babylonians, it was not so bad. But when he reached Alexander of Macedon, something came over me. Upon my word, I thought a fire had broken out. He jumped down from the platform, picked up a chair, and dashed it upon the ground. Alexander of Macedon was a hero, that is true, but that's no reason for breaking chairs. The state suspect that I may have been denounced. Or why else would they send an inspector to us? Do you think, Ivan Kuzmich, that you could just open a little every letter that passes through your office and read it? For the common benefit of us all, you know, to see if it contains any information against me or is just ordinary correspondence. If it's all right, you may seal it back up again or simply deliver the letter opened.
Oh, I know. You needn't teach me to do that. I do it not so much as a precaution as out of curiosity. It's interesting to know what's going on in the world. And it's very interesting reading, I tell you. Some letters are fascinating, parts of them written grand, more edifying than the Moscow Gazette.
Well then, tell me, have you heard anything about any official from St. Petersburg?
No, nothing about St. Petersburg, but plenty about Kostroma and Saratov. A pity you don't read the letters. There's some very fine passages in them. For instance, not long ago, a lieutenant wrote to a friend sharing a ball, very witty. Splendid. My dear friend, he writes, I live in regions of the Empyrean, lots of girls, bands playing, flags flying. Splendid. He's put a lot of feeling into
Then the clergy.
No, leave it to me. I've been in difficult situations before, and they have passed off all right. I was even rewarded with thanks. Maybe the Lord will help us out this time too. You say he's a young man?
Yes, about 23 or 24 at the most.
So much the better. It's easier to pump things out of a young man. It's tough if you've got a hardened old devil to deal with, but a young man is all on the surface. You gentlemen had better see to your end of things. Will I go, unofficially, by myself, or with Dobchinsky here, as though for a walk, to see that the guests that come to town are properly accommodated? Here, Dobchinsky, yes. Go and tell the police captain, or no, I'll want you. Go and tell someone to send for him quick, and then come back.
Let's go, Mr. Dormich. We may really get into trouble.
What have you got to worry about? He'll clean nightcaps for the patients and the thing's done.
Nightcap's nonsense. The patients were ordered to have oatmeal soup. Instead, there's such a little cabbage in all the corridors you've got to hold your nose.
Well, my mind's at ease. He's going to look at the court. Similarly, he does move the papers. He'll wish he'd left them alone. I have been on the bench 15 years. And when I look into a report, I despair. King Solomon, in all his wisdom, could not tell what is true and what is not true in it.
Yes, sir. Go and bring her. Go. Why? Where are the others? Why are you alone? Didn't I give orders to bring Prokhorov here? Where's Prokhorov?
Prokhorov is in somebody's house and can't go on duty just now.
Why so?
Well, they brought him back this morning dead drunk. They poured 2 buckets of water on him, but he hasn't sobered up yet.
For heaven's sake. Go out and bring. No. Run up to my room and bring my sword and my new hat. Come, get your
Hey, me too. Let me come in, Ivanovich.
No, Bobchinsky, it won't do. Besides, there's not enough room for you in the cab.
That's mine. I'll walk. I just want to peek through a crack, you know, see that manner about him, how he acts.
Hello, Stepanievich. Where the hell have you been keeping yourself? What do you mean by acting this way?
Why, I was over by the gates.
Well, listen, Stepanievich. An official has arrived. What have you done about it?
What you told me to do. I sent Sergeant Pugovich with policemen to clean the streets.
And where is Jersey Mawr?
He's gone off on the fire engine.
And Prokhorov is drunk.
Yes.
How can you allow him to get drunk?
God knows. Yesterday there was a fight outside the town. He went out to restore order and was brought back drunk.
Well, listen. This is what you are to do. Sergeant Pugovich, he is tall, so he is to stand on the bridge for appearance's sake. Then, the fence near the old bootmaker's is to be pulled down, and a post struck up with a wisp of straw so as to look like grating. The more debris there is, the more it will show the governor's activity. Great God, though. I forgot that about 40 cartloads of rubbish were dumped against that fence. What a vile, filthy town this is. A monument, or even a fence, is erected, and instantly they bring a whole load of dirt together from the devil knows where and dump it there. And if the functionary that has come asks any of the officials whether they are satisfied, they are to say, "Perfectly satisfied, Your Honor." And
they are black or blue, and be back here instantly this minute, do you hear? Quick, quick, quick!
donkey.
And they get married, comes and lives here, he says, and runs a bed so high you can hardly even put them out. I won't fool about it, he says, I'll go straight to the governor to have him arrested and put in jail.
That'll do now, you fool. Go down there at once and tell them to have dinner sent up. The coarse brute. The idea.
Haven't I ever called the landlord here?
What do I want the landlord for? Go and tell them yourself.
Oh, really?
Well, go. Call the landlord. I am so ravenously hungry. I took a little stroll, thinking I could walk off my appetite, but hang it, it clings. If I hadn't dissipated so in Pienza, I'd have had enough money to get home with. That infantry captain did me up all right. Wonderful, the way the scoundrel cut the cards. It didn't take more than a quarter of an hour for him to clean me out of my last penny. And yet, I would give anything for another set to with him. Only I will never have a chance. What a rotten town this is. You can't get anything on credit in the grocery shops here. It's deucedly mean, it is. No one's coming.
The landlord. The landlord sent me up to ask what she wants.
How do you do, brother? How are you? How are you?
All right, thank you.
And how are you getting on in the inn? Is business good?
Business is all right, thank you.
Oh, many guests.
Let's see.
See here. Good friend. Yeah. They haven't sent me my dinner yet. Please, hurry them up. See that I get it as soon as possible. I have some business to attend to immediately after dinner.
The landlord won't let you have anything anymore. He was all for going to the governor today and making a complaint against you.
What's there to complain about? Judge for yourself. I've got to eat. If I go on like this, I'll turn into a skeleton. I'm hungry. I'm not joking.
Yes, sir. That's what he said. I won't let him have no dinner, he said, until he pays for what he has already had.
Try and persuade.
And what shall I tell him?
Explain that it's a serious matter. I've got to eat. As for the money, of course. He thinks that because a musique like him can go without food a whole day, that others can too. The idea!
All right. I'll tell him.
A bad business if he refuses to let me have anything. I'm so hungry. I've never been so hungry in my life. Shall I try to raise something on my clothes? Shall I sell my trousers? No! I'd rather starve than come home without a St. Petersburg suit. It's a shame your king wouldn't let me have the carriage on hire. Would have been great to come home in a carriage, drive up under the porte cochere of one of the neighbors, with the lamps lighted and Osip behind a livery. And add to the stir it would have created. Who is it? What's that? Then, my footman walks in and announces, Ivan Alexandrovich Klasnikov of St. Petersburg. Will you receive him? These country lovers don't even know what it means to receive. If any lout of a country squire pays him a visit, he stalks straight to the drawing room like a bear.
You're a fool.
Yes, sir.
You measly suckling pig! Why can they eat and I not? Oh, why the devil can't I eat too? Am I not a guest, the same as they?
No, not the same. That's plain.
How so?
It's easy. They pay. That's it.
I'm not going to argue with you, simpleton. What? You call this soup? Simply hot water poured into a cup. No taste to it at all, it only stinks. I don't want it. Bring me some other soup.
All right, I'll take it. The landlord said if you didn't want it, you needn't have it.
Ah, well, leave it alone, you fool. You may be used to treating others this way, but I'm not that sort. I advise you not to try it on me. My God, what soup! I don't think anybody in the world ever tasted such soup. Feathers floating on the top instead of butter. No! Bird, give me the roast beef. Now there's a little soup left over, so take it. What kind of roast beef is this? This isn't roast beef.
What else is it?
Well, the devil knows, but it isn't roast beef. It's roast iron, not roast beef. Scoundrels! Crooks! The stuff they give you to eat. It makes your jaws ache to chew one piece of it. Villains! It's as tough as the bark of a tree. I can't pull it out no matter how hard I try. Such meat is enough to ruin one's teeth. Ah! Crooks! Ah! Is there nothing else?
No.
Scoundrels! They might have given some decent pastry or something. The lazy good-for-nothings. Fleecing their guests. It's all they're good for. It's just as if I had eaten nothing at all. It has only whetted my appetite. If only I had some change to send to the market and buy some bread.
The governor is come. I don't know what for, but he's inquiring about you.
There now! That innkeeper has made a complaint against me! Suppose he really claps me into jail. Well, if he does it in a gentlemanly way, I may. No, I won't! The officers and the people are all out in the street, and I set the fashion for them! And the merchant's daughter and I flirted! No, I won't go. And pray, who is he? How dare he? Actually, what does he take me for? A tradesman? I'll tell him straight out. How dare you? How dare you?
I have come to present my compliments, sir. Excuse my intruding.
Pray don't mention it.
It's my duty as chief magistrate of this town to see that visitors and persons of rank should suffer no inconveniences.
What was to be done? It's not my fault. I'm really going to pay. They will send me the money from home, and he's most to blame. He gives me beef as hard as the corn and the soup. The devil knows what he's put into it. I got to push it out the window. He starves me all day. His tea is so peculiar. It
officer's widow to whom they say I gave a beating, she's in business now, and it is a slander that I beat her. Those scoundrels here invented the lie. They were ready to murder me. That's the kind of people they are.
Well, I've nothing to do with them. I don't see, though, why you should talk to me about your scoundrels or officer's widow. An officer's widow is quite a different matter. But don't you dare to beat me! You can't do it to me! No, sir, you can't! The idea! Look at him! I'll pay the money just now! I'm out of cash! That's why I stay here! Because I have a single culprit!
Oh, he's a shrewd one. He's raised such a cloud of dust, one can't tell what direction he's going. How can you tell what he thinks? One doesn't know where to begin. But I will try. Come what may, I will try, hit or miss. If you really are in want of money, I'm ready to serve you. It's my duty to assist strangers in town.
Let me some! Let me some. Then I'll settle up immediately with the landlord. I only want 200 rubles. Even less would do.
Here's just 200 rubles. Don't bother to count it.
Very much obliged to you. I'll get it back to you as soon as I get home. I suddenly found myself without it. I see you are a gentleman. Now it's all different.
Thank God he's taken the money. I suppose things will move along rather smoothly. I slipped 400 instead of 2 into his hand.
Oh, sir, tell the servant to come. Please, be seated. Please, have a seat, I beg of you.
Don't bother, we'll stand.
Oh, but please be seated. I now see perfectly how open-hearted and generous you are. I confess, I thought you had come to put me in. Do take a seat.
I must be bolder. He wants us to pretend he is incognito. Very well. We will talk nonsense too. We'll pretend we haven't the least idea who he is. I was going about in the performance of my duty with Fyodor Ivanovich here. He's a landed proprietor here. And we came to the inn to see that the guests were properly accommodated. Because I'm not like other governors. Care about anything? No. Apart from my duty, out of pure Christian philanthropy, I wish that every mortal be decently treated. And as if to reward me for my pains, chance has afforded me this pleasant acquaintance.
I too am delighted. I confess, without your aid, I should have to stay here a long time. I don't know how in the world to pay my bill.
Oh yes, fit on. Didn't know how to pay his bill. May I ask your honor where he is going?
To my own village, in the government of Saratov.
The government of Saratov. And doesn't even blush. One must be on the qui-vive with this fellow. You've undertaken a great task. They say traveling is disagreeable because of the delay in getting the horses. But it's merely a diversion spin yarns, all right. Lie after lie, and he never trips. And such an ugly, insignificant-looking creature, too. Why, I could crush him with my fingernails. But wait, I'll make you talk. I'll make you tell me things. You were quite right in your observation that one can do nothing in such a dreary, out-of-the-way place. Take this town, for instance. You lie awake at nights. You work hard for your country. You don't spare yourself. And the reward? You don't know when it's coming. I dare say this room is rather damp.
Yes, it's a dirty room.
And the bugs! I've never seen anything like them. They bite like dogs.
You don't say. An illustrious guest like yourself to be subjected to such an annoyance at the hands of whom? Of vile bugs who should have never been born? And I dare say it's dark in here too.
Yes, very dirty. The landlord has introduced the custom of not providing candles. Sometimes I want to do something. Read a bit, or if the fancy strikes me, write something. I can't. It's a dark room. Yes, very dark.
If I might be bold enough, but no, I'm unworthy.
What is it?
No, I'm unworthy, I'm unworthy.
Okay, but what is it?
If I might be bold enough, I have a fine room for you at home, light and cozy. But no, I dare say it is too great an honor. Don't be offended. Upon my word, I only made the offer out of the simplicity of my heart.
On the contrary! I accept your invitation with pleasure. I should feel much more comfortable in a private house than in this disreputable tavern.
How delighted I am. How glad my wife will be. It's my character, you know. I've always been hospitable from my very childhood. Especially when my guest is a distinguished person. Don't think I say so out of flattery. No, I haven't that vice. No, I only say so out of the fullness of my heart.
I'm very much obliged to you. I myself hate double-faced people. I like your candor and kind-heartedness exceedingly. And, I'm free to say, I ask for nothing more than devotion and esteem. Esteem.
Mama. We shall know all about it in a minute or two. Avdotia's bound to be back soon. Look, Mama, someone's coming. They are down the street.
Well, just your imagination again. Why, yes, someone is coming. Wonder who it is. A short man in a frock coat. Who can it be, eh? Oh, the suspense is awful. Who can it be, I wonder?
Dovchinsky, Mama.
Dovchinsky? Your imagination again. It's not Dovchinsky.
It is Dovchinsky, Mama.
Of course you've got to contradict. I tell you, it's not Dovchinsky at all.
Well, well, Mama. Isn't it Dovchinsky?
Well, yes, it is. I see now. Why must you argue about it? Come here, quick! Oh, you're so slow! Well, where are they? Speak from where you are, it's all the same. He's very strict, eh? And how about my husband? Oh, he is so stupid! He won't say a word until he is in the room. Now tell me, aren't you ashamed? You were the only one I relied on to act decently. They all ran away and you after them. Until now, I haven't been able to find out a thing. Tell me, aren't you ashamed? I stood godmother to your Vanishka Zizanko, and this is the way you treat me.
Upon my word, Godmother, I ran so fast to pay my respects to you that I'm all out of breath. How do you do, Mawr?
Tell me all about it. What is happening at the inn?
I have a note for you, college.
But who is he? A general?
No, not a general. Not as good as a general, I tell you. Such culture, such dignified manners.
So he is the same as the one my husband got the letter about.
Exactly. It was Pyotr Ivanovich and I who discovered him.
Tell me all about it.
It's all right now, thank goodness. At first, he received Anton Antonovich rather roughly. He was angry and said that he wouldn't come to the governor's house, and he did not want to go to the jail on account of it. But when he found out Anton Antonovich was not to blame, they got to talking more intimately. He changed right away, and thank heavens, everything went well. I confess, Anton Antonovich began to suspect that a secret denunciation had been lodged against him. I myself was trembling a little bit too.
But what have you to be afraid of? You are not an official.
Well, when an officer speaks, you feel fear.
That's all rubbish. Tell me, what is he like personally? Is he young or old?
Young. A young man of about 23. But he talks as if he were older. If you will permit me, he says, I will go there and there. He does it all with such distinction. I like, he says, to read and write, but I prevented because my room is rather dark.
And what sort of a looking man is he? Pretty or handsome?
Neither. I should rather say between. And his eyes dart about like little animals.
Let me see what my husband writes. I hasten to let you know, my dear, that my position was extremely uncomfortable, but lying on the mercy of God, 2 pickles extra and half portion of caviar, 1 Gogol and 25 coconuts. I don't understand. What have pickles and caviar got to do with it?
Oh! Anton Antonovich wrote rather hurriedly on a piece of scrap paper. Was this a bill on it?
Oh, yes, I see. But, relying on the mercy of God, I do believe all will turn out well in the end. Get a room ready quickly for the distinguished guest, one with the gold wall
that seems heavy.
Say, will the general?
What general?
Your boss.
My boss, what sort of general is he?
Isn't he a general?
Yeah, he's a general, all right. Only the other way around.
Is that higher or lower than a Benjamin?
Higher?
Dear God.
That's why they're raising such a rapid gospel. Look here, young man, I see you're, smart fellow. Get me something to eat, won't you?
There isn't anything there yet to like you. You won't eat tonight. When your boss is here, fill it up with those fancy cakes.
But have you got
You have cabbage soup, orange, and pie.
That's all right. We'll take cabbage soup, orange pie. We'll take everything. Help me with the police. Is there another way to go out there?
Yes.
Excellent institutions! I like how you show strangers everything in your town. In other towns, they didn't show me a thing.
In other towns, I venture to observe, the authorities and officials look after themselves more. Here, I may say, we have no other wish than to win the government's esteem through good order, vigilance, and efficiency.
Your lunch was excellent. I've positively overeaten. Do you set such a fine table every day?
In honor of so agreeable a guest, we do.
I like to eat well. That's what a man lives for. To pluck the flowers of pleasure. What was that fish called?
Labarda.
It was delicious. Where was we had our lunch? In the hospital, wasn't it?
Precisely, the hospital.
Yes. Yes, I remember. There were beds there. The patients must have all gotten better. There don't seem to have been many of them.
About 10 are left. The rest recovered. This place is so well run. There's such perfect order. Why, it may seem incredible to you, but ever since I have taken over the management, they all seem to recover like flies. No sooner does the patient enter the hospital than he begins to feel better. And we obtain these results not so much by medicaments as by honesty and orderliness.
In this connection, may I venture to call your attention to what a brain-racking job the office of governor is? There are so many matters he must put his mind to, just in connection with keeping the town clean and repairs and alterations. In a word, it is enough to upset the most competent person. But thank God, all goes well. Another governor, of course, would look out for his own advantage. But believe me, even nights I lie awake thinking, oh God, how can I manage things in such a way that the government will observe my devotion to duty and be satisfied? Whether the government rewards me or not, that of course is up to them. At least I'll have a clear conscience. Once the whole town is in order, the streets swept clean, the prisoners well kept, and few drunkards. What more do I want? Upon
to have dinner with me. I just dropped into the office for a couple of minutes to say, this is to be done so, and that is to be done that way. There's a rabbit clerk there for copying letters who does nothing but scribble all day. They even wanted to make me a college assessor, but I think to myself, what do I want it for? And the doorkeeper flies after me on the stairs with a shoe brush. Please let me shine your boots for you, Eva Alexandrovich, she says to me. Why are you all standing, gentlemen? Please sit down. Standing. Please sit down about the rank. I don't like ceremony. On the contrary, I always like to slip by unobserved. But it's impossible to conceal oneself. Impossible. I no sooner show myself in a place than they say, there goes Ivan Alexandrovich. Once, I was even taken by the commander-in-chief. The soldiers rushed out of the guardhouse and saluted. Afterwards, an officer, an intimate acquaintance of mine, said to me, "My old chap, we completely mistook you for the commander-in-chief." So I declare, I know pretty actresses. I've written a number of vaudevilles, you know. I frequently meet with literary men. I am on an intimate footing with Pushkin. I would say, Pushkin, old boy, how goes it? So, partner, he replied. the place would be filled, who would fill it all, that sort of thing. There were ever so many generals hungry for the position. And they tried, but they couldn't cope with it. It's too hard. Just on the surface, it looks easy enough, but when you come to examine it closely, it's the devil of a job. Once they saw they couldn't manage, they came to me. In an instant, the streets were packed full of couriers. Nothing but couriers and couriers. 35,000 of them! Imagine! Bryn, picture the situation to yourself. Do come and take the dictatorship of the department! I confess I was a little bit embarrassed. I came out in my dressing gown. I wanted to decline, but I thought it might reach the Tsar's ears, and besides, my official record. Very well, gentlemen, I said. I'll accept the position, I'll accept it. So be it. But mind, I said, no. Look sharp is the word with me. Look sharp. And so it was. When I walked through the offices of my department, it was a regular earthquake. Everyone trembled and shook like a leaf. I don't like to joke. I got them all thoroughly scared, I tell you. Even the state council was afraid of me. Really, that's just the sort I am. I mean, I don't spare anybody. I tell them all, I know myself. I know myself. I am everywhere. Everywhere. I go short daily. Tomorrow, they're going to make me a field marshal.
Your Excellency!
What is it?
Your Excellency! Your Excellency!
What are you saying? It's all nonsense.
Your Excellency! Wouldn't you like to rest a bit? Here's a room with everything you may need.
Nonsense! Rest! However, I'm ready for a rest. Your lunch was excellent, gentlemen. I am satisfied. I am satisfied. La bargain! There's a man for you, pure free motivation. That's what I call a man.
I never in my life have been in the presence of so important a personage. I almost got frightened to death. What do you think his rank is, Pure Free Motivation?
I
said is true. And how can it not be true? A man in his cups is always on the surface. What's in his heart is on his tongue. Of course, he fibbed a little. No talking is possible without some lying. He plays cards with the ministers and visits the court. Upon my word, the more you think, the less you know what's going on in your head. I'm as dizzy as if I were standing on a belfry, or if I were going to be hanged, the devil take it.
And I didn't feel the least bit afraid. I simply saw a high-toned, cultured man of the world. All his rank and titles didn't make me feel a bit odd.
Oh, you women. Just say women and enough said. Everything is froth and bubble to you. All of a sudden you blab out things that don't make the least bit of sense. The worst you get is a flogging, but it means ruination to a husband. Say, my dear, you are as familiar with him as if he were another Dobchinski.
Don't worry about that. Leave that to us. We know a thing or two in that line.
What's the use of talking to you? I can't get over my fright yet. Oh, Misha! Tell the captain to come here. They're near the gate. The world has turned into a queer place. How in the world can you tell what he is? After all, you can tell a military man, but when he wears a frock coat, it's like a fly with clipped wings. He kept it up a long time in the end, let off a lot of allegories and ambiguities so that you couldn't make out head or tail. But now he's let himself up at last, spouted even more than necessary. It's evident that he's a young man.
Come here, my good man.
Shh, shh. Come. Is he asleep?
No, he's stretching himself a little bit.
What is your name?
Also,
That'll do, that'll do. Now, friend, did they give you a good meal?
yes, very good. Thank you kindly.
What is your boss's rank?
The usual way.
Do stop talking. You just interfere with your silly talk. Now, friend, how do you...
Listen, Osen. Does your boss wear uniform in St. Petersburg?
Darling, isn't your boss just grand?
Stupid. Stop. Your stupid questions keep a man from getting down to business. Now, friend, tell me, what kind of a man is your boss? Is he strict? Does he rag and bully a fellow? You know what I mean. Does he or doesn't he?
Well, he likes things to be just so. He insists on things being just so.
Very well. I like your face, friend. You must be a fine man, friend.
Your boss has lots of countenance to his name, hasn't he?
Enough
What
of
should I say? Seeing as how they've given me such good feed now, I suppose they'll do even better later. Yeah, he's got a county living in.
Enough of your tattle now. Really, this is a serious business, a matter of life or death. Now, friend, it's a bit chilly out, and when a man's traveling, an extra cup of tea or two is rather welcome. So, there's a couple of rubles for some tea.
back home. Oh well, I think to myself, I'm a simple person. May God have mercy on them.
Very well. You talk sense, friend. Now, I've given you something for tea, but here's something for buns, too.
I'll surely bring to your help.
Come to me and sit down and do something.
Oh, darling, give your boss a kiss for me.
Do stop talking now. No. Oh, quickly, it's enough.
English doesn't give up that we all dogs.
They look like they should be fun, but they're not.
hard time for their students.
I like hospitality, and I must say I like it all the more when it comes out of a pure heart and not from interested motives. The governor's daughter is not a bad one at all, and the mother is also a woman you can still... Oh, I don't know. But I do like this sort of life.
Oh God! Could we safely out of this? How my knees are knocking together. I have the honor to present myself, the judge of the district court here, college assessor, Leon Chapman.
Please be seated. So, you are the judge here.
I was elected by the nobility and have served ever since.
Does it pay to be a judge?
After serving 3 terms, I was awarded the Vladimir of the 3rd class with approval from the government. I have the money in my hand, and my hand is on fire.
Oh, I like the Vladimir. Honor of the 3rd class is not so nice.
Good God, I don't know where I'm sitting. I feel as though I were burning my coals.
What have you got in your hand there?
to disturb you with my presence any longer. Goodbye. Well, thank the Lord. Maybe he won't suspect the schools.
I have the honor to present myself to you, Superintendent Charities, Court Counselors of the
600, 700, 800, my wedding music, 800, 900, rolls up to more than 1,000. Now, if I get you, Captain, now, we'll see who will do whom. Now, you see how they received and treat me?
Yes, God. But you know what, Yvonne, Alexandrovich?
What?
Leave this place. Upon my word, it's time.
What nonsense, why?
Just bribe me with it. You've had a good time here for 2 days. It's enough. What's the use of having anything more to do with them? Spit on them. You don't know what may happen if somebody else won't turn up. And the horses here are fine. We'll ride away like a breeze.
No, I'd like to stay a little longer. Let's go tomorrow.
Why tomorrow? Let's go now. You don't have to competition now. Upon my word. It's a great honor, really, and all that, but you better be off as quick as you can. See, they taking you for somebody else. Honest. And you know, your dad would be angry that he didn't go so long. They'll give us first-class horses, honestly.
All right. But first, take this to the post office and, if you like, order postals at the same time. Tell the postilions they should drive like warriors and sing songs. They'll give them a beat. I'm waiting for your pitch will die laughing.
Alright. I'll send it off my man, but I'd rather be packing with the process to lose no time.
All right. Bring me a candle.
Say, Porter, go down to the post office and have a letter mailed. And tell the postmaster to print it. And send around a coach, the best courier coach. And make sure they hurry. And tell them that the boss doesn't pay American rides at the expense of the government. Wait, the letter isn't ready yet.
I wonder where he lives now. On Plashdomskaya or Gogol Street. He likes to move around to get out of paying rent. I'll make a guess and send it to Plashdomskaya. There, have it mailed. What frames you so, mademoiselle?
I wasn't afraid.
Please, miss, it's a great honor that you took me for a man. May I venture to ask you where you were going?
I really wasn't going anywhere.
But why weren't you going anywhere?
I was wondering whether you... Mama was here.
No, I'd like to know why you weren't going anywhere.
I shouldn't have been in your way. You were occupied with such important matters.
Your eyes are better than any important matters. You could not possibly disturb me. No, indeed, by no means. On the contrary, you afford me great pleasure.
You speak like a man from the capital.
For such a beautiful lady as you. May I give myself the pleasure of offering you a chair? No, you should have not a chair, but a throne.
I really don't know. I really should be going.
love.
So it's in her you are.
Decide! Life or death.
Well, there you fool, Lucy. Our guest is pleased to go down on his knees. For such trash as you. You burst again suddenly as if you were out of your mind. Really, it would be just what you deserve if I refused. You are not worthy of such happiness. I won't do it again, Mama. Really, I won't.
Your Excellency, don't ruin me! Don't ruin me!
What's the matter?
Don't believe them! Don't believe them! They are rank liars, and your child wouldn't believe them. They are known all over town as liars. And as for cheating, I venture to inform you that there are no swindlers like them in the whole of creation.
Do you know the honor my Alexander is bestowing upon us? He is asking for our daughter's hand.
What are you talking about? She has lost her wits too. Please do not be angry. She has a touch of insanity. Her mother was like that too.
Yes, I really am asking for your daughter's hand. I am in love with her.
I cannot believe it, Your Excellency.
But when you are told,
I'm not joking. I could not raise her. I am so in love.
I dare to believe it. I'm unworthy of such an honor.
If you don't consent to give me your daughter, my Antinova's hand, then I am ready to do the devil knows what.
I cannot believe it. You deign to joke, Your Excellency.
my blockhead! Really, when you have been told over and over again.
I can't believe it.
Give her to me! Give her to me! I am a desperate man, and I may do anything. If I shoot myself, you will have a lawsuit on your head.
Oh my God. I am not guilty either in thought or in action. Please do not be angry, Your Excellency. Be pleased to act as your mercy wills. Really, my head is in such a state I don't know what I'm thinking. Really, I've turned into a worse fool than I've ever been in my life.
Well, give your blessing.
May God bless you. But I am not guilty. It's really so. Actually, to be our son-in-law. So that's the turn events are taking.
Horses are ready!
What's that? Are you leaving?
Yes, I'm going.
That is, I thought you were pleased to hint at a wedding.
Oh, for 1 minute, for one day, to my uncle, a rich old man. I'll be back tomorrow.
We would not venture to hold you back, of course, and we hope for your safe return.
Of course, I'll come back at once. Goodbye, my dear. No, I simply can't express my feelings. Goodbye, my heart.
Don't you need something for the road? It seems to me you were pleased to be short of cash.
Oh, no, what for? However, if you like.
How much will you have?
You gave me 200 then. Oh, that is to say, not 200, but 400. I don't want to take advantage of your mistake. You might let me have the same now, so that it should be an even 800.
Very well. The notes happen to be brand new too.
Oh, yes, that's good. Yeah, they say new money brings good luck.
Quite right.
Goodbye, Anton Antonovich. I am
of my soul. Maria Antonovna.
What's that? Are you going in a plain mail coach?
Oh, yes, I'm used to it. I get a headache from a carriage with springs.
Take a rug for a seat at least. If you say so, I'll tell them to bring a rug.
Oh, no, what for? It's not necessary. However, let them bring a rug if you please.
Oh, Misha! Go to the storeroom and bring the very best rug from there. The fancy rug with the blue ground. Quick!
Yes.
Wouldn't you say we are to expect you back?
Tomorrow. Or the next day. Goodbye. Anton Antonovich.
Goodbye, Your Excellency.
Goodbye, Ivan Alexandrovich. Goodbye, Mother. Goodbye, all.
Well, Anna Andreevna, did you ever imagine such things? Such a rich prize for all? Confess frankly, it never occurred to you even in your dreams, did it? From just a simple governor's wife? Nope. I'll be hanged to marry into the family of such a big gun.
Not at all. I knew it long ago. It seems wonderful to you because you are so plain. You never saw decent people.
I'm a decent person myself, Mother. But really, think, Anna Andreevna, what gay birds we have turned into now, you and I. Hey, Anna Andreevna, high flyers, by Jove! Wait now, I'll give those fellows who were so quick to present their petitions and denunciations a peppering. Oh, who's there? Is it you, Captain? Make a list of all who came to protest against me, especially those mean petty scribblers who cooked up the petitions for them, and announce to all what honor the heavens have bestowed upon the governor, namely this, that he is marrying his daughter, not to a plain ordinary man, but to a man like whom has never yet been in the world, one who can do everything, 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 everything. Proclaim it to all so that all should know. Shout it aloud to the whole world. Ring the bell, the devil take it. It is a triumph and we will make it a triumph. So that's the way, Anna Andreevna. What shall we do now? Where shall we live? Here or in St. Pete?
In St. Petersburg, of course. How could we remain here?
Well, if St. Pete, then St. Pete. But here would be good too. I suppose the governorship can just go to the devil then, eh, Anna Andreevna?
Of course. What's a governorship?
Do you think, Anna Andreevna, that I may rise to a high rank now, he being hand in glove with the ministers and visiting the court? Perhaps in time I may be promoted to a generalship. What do you think, Anna Andreevna? Can I be a general?
I should say so. Of course you can.
What the devil? It's nice to be a general. They hang a ribbon round your shoulders. Which one is better, the red St. Anne or the blue St. Andrew?
Blue St. Andrew, of course.
What? You're aiming high. The red one is good too. Why does one want to be a general? Because when you are traveling, there are loads of couriers and aides on ahead with horses. And at the stations, they refuse to give the horses to anyone else. They all wait, all those counselors, captain, and governors. And you don't pay them the least bit of attention. You dine somewhere with the governor general and the town governor. You keep him waiting at the
The atmosphere here is far too village-like. I must say it's extremely unpleasant. My husband, too, he'll be made a general today.
Yes, confound it, gentlemen. I should very much like to be a general.
High merits, high honors, reward according to service. The things he'll do when he becomes a general suits him like a
The postmaster is just like the porter McCann in our office. And the scoundrel Lester's just as hard.
A bad boy. He ought to be given a licking, that's all.
The superintendent should...
Like I started reading.
The handwriting's not clear. Besides, Evan is a traitor.
Give it to me. I will get my eyesight is better.
This part can be omitted. After that, it's all legible.
Let me have it. I'll see for myself.
I'm telling you, I can read it myself. After this, it's all legible.
Read it all, nonsense. Read it all.
Give it to him, Artemy Filipovich! Give it to him! You read it!
Very well. Here it is. Let's read your computer.
No, everything so far could be read.
The superintendent of charities, Septianica, is a regular pig in a cap.
Pig in a cap. Have you ever seen a pig wear a cap?
The school inspector reeks of onions.
Upon my word, I have never put an onion to my mouth.
Thank God there's something about me in it.
The judge.
There.
Dr. Long, you double it. Why should we go on reading such trash?
The judge, the appreciation, is extremely mauvais ton. That must be a French word.
The devil knows what it means. It wouldn't be so bad if all it means is cheat. But it may mean something worse.